Hello everyone, I'm Xiangnan from Ecole-Centrale. Today I will be talking about our recent work, weakly supervised photorealistic texture generation for 3D face reconstruction. This is the outline of my presentation. 3D face reconstruction is an important yet challenging domain in computer vision. It has a wide range of applications such as face recognition, face editing, face animation, and other artistic and entertainment fields. 3D face reconstruction has two main goals, the shape and the texture. While most previous work has been devoted to predict the precise 3D shapes, little work focused on generating photorealistic face textures. In this work, we aim to predict the global face texture from a single input image. Existing 3D face texture generation techniques can be divided into three categories: texture model-based, GAN optimization-based, and image generation-based. The most widely used face texture model is 3D morphable model. Due to the linear low-dimensional nature of the model, textures generated by 3D morphable model cannot capture the fine details of the face image. UV GAN first fit a 3D morphable model and then unwarp the face texture in the 2D space and get so-called UV map. The GAN part fills the missing texture caused by self-occlusion. However, they train on a UV dataset which is not publicly available. Also, their shape-fitting algorithms are not very precise. The traditional yet most powerful GAN are trained to synthesize images from noise vectors. To leverage the power of a pre-trained GAN, a series of works are established on inverting the image back to GAN's latent space using optimization-based approaches. Similar methods are used to generate UV map of a face image. First, they train a generator that converts noise vectors into UV maps, and then they directly optimize the latent code to minimize the reconstruction error between the input face image and the image rendered by the generated UV map. However, the training of the texture GAN also require high-fidelity UV maps and is time-consuming to do optimization. Let's move to our method. The UV map is a two-dimensional representation of the global texture of a 3D object. The main difficulty is how to train the model without ground truth UV maps. We decide to generate a pseudo ground truth. To get the face UV map, the traditional method consists of 4 steps. First, get the 3D shape and then determine the visible vertices, and then do color projection. Finally, they render the UV map. Due to the self-occlusion, the generated UV map is incomplete. So after obtaining the incomplete UV map, the next task is to generate the pseudo-complete UV map. Since the 3D morphable model texture is a global texture, we can get the global but non-realistic face UV map from it, which is denoted as UV-BFM, where BFM refers to the basal face model. Both the 3D morphable model shape and the texture are predicted by the SOTA algorithm of this work. Next, we use the Poisson blending to seamlessly blend the two. The right figures shows the blending process. Since the UV map is symmetric, we can leverage this property. We perform 2 times of Poisson blending. The first time blends the incomplete UV map to the 3D morphable model generated UV map, and the second time blends the flipped UV map to its symmetric missing parts, as illustrated by the red part and the blue part. The traditional method to generate the incomplete UV map is time-consuming. and highly dependent on the 3D morph model fitting precision, we decided to use a network module to predict it directly from the input face image. Here we leverage the attention sampling module. The UV sampler predicts both the sampling map and the face segmentation map to discard the non-face part. The module is trained by the following losses. The reconstruction loss of the output, the attention map, where the ground truth is obtained by the fitted 3D shape, the binary cross entropy loss for the segmentation branch, and the total variation loss to reduce the noise. The UV generator follows a classic encoder-decoder structure. It takes the incomplete UV sample and predicts the complete UV map. Although the complete ground truth UV map is not available, we might as well collect a bunch of partial UV maps. For frontal face images, the center part is accurate, and for profile face image, the visible half side of UV map is accurate. Note that the partial UV maps collected in this way are not paired with the predicted UV map, so they are only used for adversarial loss, thus indirectly forcing the UV print to lie in the real domain. For the face part, we render two faces of different view angles using the predicted UV map and feed them to the face discriminator. Since the pseudo ground truth is not precise enough, we only use it to calculate the reconstruction loss. We compare the face frontalization ability and the 3D reconstruction ability with others. As can be seen, our results are more visually present. Large amounts of details are well preserved, including freckles, wrinkles. Here are some more qualitative results. Here for face frontalization. And our method can also remove the face occlusions. We first evaluate our method in two aspects, the pixel level reconstruction ability and identity preserving ability. Our method outperforms others in all aspects. We also use our method to generate large yaw-angled face images to do data augmentation for face recognition. Our method is comparable to the state-of-the-art. In conclusion, we made the following contributions. First, we propose a novel face image generation-based UV map prediction framework. The training doesn't rely on the real UV map dataset, and we achieve performance comparable to the SOTA algorithms. Thank you for your attention.